How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
So today is the last week discussion, live interactive session, but I will be taking one more to discuss almost all, like to give a one more final summary like that on 18th even.
Is it in the same time?
Uh, you will get the notification in the NPTL
Oh, okay,
time.
ma'am. Hmm.
Yeah. So it will be in 7 to 8, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So last week we got to know about what system of animal physiology in the last week. So last week it was mainly regarding the. So now, if we are starting from the introduction, we know we have an introductory session where we got to know about what is homeostasis and how it is regulated, about the positive feedback loop, negative feedback loop. Then we came to each system by system of body. So in the first week also we learned the level of hierarchy of classification starting from the cell tissue. Then in the next week onwards we started with definite uh, body systems. So we got to know about uh, neural system. Then about the first week it was mainly regarding the skin, the out layer of the body. Uh, Not outlier, outer layers of the body. Then uh, followed by neural system. Then neural system, there was lots of classes, and we got to know so many interesting things about neural system. Then followed by circulatory system, muscular skeletal system, then muscle bone, everything. Then followed by circulatory system, heart, how blood is pumping, how heart is working. Then respiratory system, the connection of circulatory system with the respiratory system. So, followed by in the final week, we are going to check back on all the some little details about all the other main systems. Okay. So I hope you guys already listened to the lectures. So in the week 12, first lecture was mainly regarding the endocrine system. So what is the word endocrine? It's mainly regarding the hormonal regulation. So not only neural system can go and communicate in faraway places in our body, there is this endocrine system also using chemical messengers known as hormones. They can communicate and modulate the faraway organs also, and thus it's also essential part in maintaining our normal homeostasis of the body. And in the second lecture, it was mainly regarding the digestive system, followed by further details in the endocrine system. Then the lecture 3 was mainly, now we know how heart is working and heart is pumping the blood, but we don't know what is the composition of blood. So in the third lecture, it was mainly regarding the how what all are there present in the blood and how blood is able to do all the functions. So function wise aspect everything. And in the fourth lecture, it was mainly regarding kidney. So not only the heart can purify the blood, but also in addition with the heart, kidney is also very essential in maintaining the homeostasis, especially to remove all the waste materials, especially to filter the blood properly. Then finally, in the fifth lecture was mainly regarding the reproductive system. So we'll go each lecture summary mainly, then we'll go and discuss with the questions. So in the first class, it is mainly regarding the endocrine system. So sir started the class with saying the drugs used in sports, right? So even he showed a cycling chart in the year-wise, and if we are using some drugs that stimulate our endocrine system, we can see there will be a sudden arc in the activity, even in the physical activity also. Like example, epinephrine. So if you're taking that, we will have a energy boost like kind of thing, so we can perform better. Then endocrine system anatomy. So there are many endocrine glands in our body, starting with the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid gland, adrenal gland. So there are many. So sir showed all overall images of what all glands present in the endocrine system, what are the hormones produced by each system, and what is the main specific function of each hormonal system. So then the if you're saying about the classification of endocrine system, we can divide it into three types. One is peptides, then will be amino acid derivative, and the steroids. Only steroid hormones can pass through the lipid membrane easily. So others, peptide hormone, normally there will be some receptors, specific receptors present in the cell membrane. So they can go and bind with the receptor and further go do the function by like that. Then about the thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone is important in thyroid can synthesize mainly two hormones, thyroxine and calcitonin. So there is a thyroid stimulating hormone that is coming from the pituitary. So what is the function of thyroid hormone? This is main in regulating like bodies. There are a lot of function played by thyroxine, and calcitonin is important in regulating the calcium levels of the body. So if thyroxine hormone is not functioning properly, it can lead to a disorder known as goiter. Okay, so that also he covered in that first class. Then in the second lecture, it was mainly regarding the hypo and hyperthyroidism. As we said, goiter is one of the impact. Then the other glands like adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is also one of the endocrine gland. It is present just above the kidneys, right? So in the above the kidney, we can see this gland. So what is its function? They consist of different types of. There is a cortex part and there is a outer medulla part. Cortex can synthesize three main types of hormone. Uh, Glucocorticoid, which can regulate with the glucose level. Then mineral corticoid, which can regulate and compose, like regulate different types of minerals level through by regulating the action of nephrons in the kidney. Then there is also androgens produced in the cortex area, which is known as sex hormone. But very little information about these hormone is known. Then in the medulla part, there are two main hormones, which are adrenaline and noradrenaline, which is the fight, fear, fight, fright syndromes, or it can mainly regulate the sympathetic and parasympathetic system, and thus they are also playing a major role. Then followed by we go to know about the digestive system. So we know that it will start with the mouth to the pharynx to the esophagus, then it will reach stomach. So to the stomach, even liver can secrete some bile that will helps in digestion. Then it will goes to the small intestine, large intestine. Even the nearby gland pancreas can secrete pancreatic juice, which can helps in the digestion process. So all these things we got to know in the second lecture. Then in the third lecture, it was mainly regarding what was the third lecture topic? Yeah. So third lecture, it was regarding the blood. So what all things are present in the blood? If we are going and taking a blood in some tube and going to centrifuge it, we get the composition like this. So upper that the strawless part is colored part is known as plasma, which is the majority of the blood. Then we will get the all the cells settle down at the lower part. So majorly cells consist of RBC, WBC, and platelets. So all these together known as formed elements. So even then he told about the apheresis. So what is apheresis? So whenever blood is drawn, we can separate the blood into the particular components and we can store them and use for further process. So there are different types of apheresis. And also there are different biomarkers present. Like if we are going and checking for different like Specific biomarkers are present for detection of blood and blood cells also. Then fetal versus adult hemoglobin, which is more efficient in carrying oxygen saturation. Fetal cells are more efficient. That's how even in our when we are in mother's fetus, our efficiency we need like such a higher efficiency system. Fetus especially requires. So fetus saturation capacity is higher. How it is maintained? It's due to the change in the structure of the hemoglobin, 2 delta instead of 2 beta subunit. So all these things covered in the third unit. Then also he told about sickle cell anemia. Usually RBC is in a biconcave shape, but whenever some cases what happens, it will leads to due to some change in amino acid, it will become sickle cell shaped. As a result, the oxygen carrying capacity of the hemoglobin is won't be that efficient, and it will leads to series of disorders. Then in the fourth week, it was mainly regarding the kidney. So, as I said, kidney is also blood. There are two purification systems for blood in our body. One is heart. Their heart will exchange the blood to the lungs, and lungs the oxygen CO2 diffusion happen. So there in the heart can actually purifies the carbon dioxide mixed blood to the oxygenated blood. But kidney can do all other main filtration. Like we know that our tissue is continuously working, our cells are continuously working. As a result, many waste products are formed in our cell. So all these waste products needs to be removed through blood only, right? So whenever the waste product is mixed in the blood, it will reach to the kidney. In the kidney, there is a millions of functional units of kidney present called nephron. So they will reach the nephron, and nephron have such a particular shape called there are two main parts, starting with a glomerulus, a cup-shaped structure, followed by tubules. So this cup-shaped structure can filter them. So even 180, about 180 liters of blood is filtered per day. But we know we are not like we are not excreting that much fluid in a day. Then this tubular part of the nephron can do the reabsorption, so they are very like there is a Henley's loop and all these mechanisms. We can again filter all the essential things needed back into the body, and only the waste materials will excrete out through the collecting tubules. So almost 1.5 to 3 liters of urine we are excreting every day. So that is about kidney. Then there is kidney can also synthesize some hormones like erythropoietin, which helps in the production of RBC. Then there is a renin hormone. So renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system is there to regulate the blood pressure. Then finally, he told about the types of immunity and their function. Sorry, one more thing. In the kidney, he also told about what are the different types of cells that are present in the glomerulus. So all these things we got to know. And in the types of immunity, we know that there are two types of immunity. One immunity that is present at the time of the birth, which is known as innate immunity, and there is one another immunity which is known as adaptive immunity. So which is mainly maintained by the lymphocytes of our blood. T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte. In the adaptive immunity, there are again cell mediated immunity. There are again classification. So just he gave the introduction of immunity also. Then finally, in the fifth week, it was mainly regarding the reproductive system. So we know there are specific reproductive adaptations for male and female. So in male, the reproductive system is known as testis, and testis can produce sperms. And and in female, these are produced in a structure known as ovary. So ovary can produce eggs, and eggs can travel through the fallopian tubes and comes to the uterus. Then there are also specific hormone involved in each respective male reproductive as well as female reproductive system. Then how testis looks like, how ovary looks like, how sperm look like, how egg looks like, what is the structural difference. And especially in women, there is a 28-day menstrual cycle that is happening for the maintenance of this system. And also how the hormonal variation is helping the female anatomy to produce the egg. And all these things we got to know. Okay. And also he finally he told about the some contraceptives also. So this was the last 5 lecture summary. So we'll go and discuss some question. Then let's see. Yeah, first question is, I also discussed it some time before. Erythropoietin is majorly synthesized in option A kidney, option B lungs, option C heart, option D pancreas. Anand, can you also type
Kidney.
your answer? Yeah. So yeah, the correct answer is kidney. We discussed, right? Uh, So erythropoietin is a hormone. It's a protein hormone, glycoprotein hormone. Mainly its function is for the production of red blood cell. So this is mainly synthesized in the cortex part of the kidney by a type of cells called peritubular cells. Second question. Which of these is not a part of testis? Epidermis, tunica vaginalis, ductus deferens, endometrium.
Tunica vaginalis. B.
Sorry?
B.
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 Tunica vaginalis. Let's see. Okay. So correct answer is B. Actually, endometrium is a part of uterus. Like there are 3 layers. So the middle layer is known as the inner layer is known as the endometrium. So actually, the in 28-day cycle, the menstruation is basically the shedding of this endometrial lining. So this is a structure of testis. Here you can see the 3 parts. Actually, epidermis is there. Then tunica vaginalis is there. Ductus deferens is there. You can see in these 3 structures in the testis actually. So endometrium is basically the part of female reproductive anatomy. Okay. So next, which of this is not a part of female reproductive system? Fallopian tube, fimbriae, uterine fungus, and cervix. Not a part. Which means 3 are already part, 1 is not. Okay, Arya said. Anand, you
B.
can also type or you can also say the answer. You can guess also, it's fine. Yeah. B. Okay. So basically the correct answer is C. Because if you're checking here, you can see the fallopian tube is there, fimbriae is this part. Okay. Then the cervix is also a part. Uterine fungus is not a part. So basically correct answer is option C. Next question. Which of the following is a germ cell? Hepatocytes, neurons, sperm, cardiomyocyte. Germ cell. What is a germ cell? Germ cells are basically the sexually which cells are capable of producing sexually active cells, right? And also, in if you're checking in the germ cell, they won't be diploid in state. They are not like somatic cell where there are in our case there are 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs, right? 2n state is there, but if we are going and checking in the germ cell, we can only say haploid state. Why? Then only n plus n can go and fuse with together to form 2n in the zygote stage. So that next the baby will be 2n or a diploid. Yeah, correct answer is sperm only. Both are right. So sperm and egg are haploid or germ cells. So whatever the cell that can give rise to gametes of an organism in a sexual reproduction that helps in sexual reproduction, that is known as germ cell. Zona pellucida is present on dash. Option A, blastocyst. Option B, oocytes. Option C, ovarian follicles. Option D, sperm. Zona pellucida. Okay. Yeah, actually, the correct answer is, so in a functional oocyte only we can see the follicles are finally there are different stages of egg development. But in a final oocyte only we can see the definite structure of zona pellucida. So the correct answer is B actually. So this is the structure. So here you are checking the final oocyte stage. We can see there is a layer known as zona pellucida. Okay, so where this layer also, like when sperm comes to, in order to allow the entry of sperm into the inside, actually this layer also helps. So for the occurrence of menstruation, progesterone level dash and estrogen level dash, is it increase, both one increase, progesterone increase and estrogen decrease, or both progesterone decrease and estrogen increase, or both decrease? What is the correct option? Yeah, both decreases. Correct answer. Right. He also showed a flow chart. So here you can see, if you're checking the estrogen, which is red in color, and the progesterone, which is green in color, right? So the question is for the occurrence of menstruation. So if you're saying the last phase is the menstrual stage. So here we can see both are getting reduced, which means correct answer is option B. Next question. Progesterone level reach its maximum dash and estrogen level reach its maximum dash. So both that same. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Again, the same chart can say the answer, right? So correct answer is C. Very good. So question is progesterone level reach its maximum. So mainly progesterone's function is to maintain the pregnancy. So if the released egg is fertilized by a sperm, then the progesterone must be active and it will completely regulate the whole progress, like the whole process of pregnancy. But estrogen level reach its maximum. Here also, if you are checking, you can see the red is peaking before the ovulation stage or during the ovulation stage, which means that's what the correct answer is. Progesterone reaches its maximum after ovulation and estrogen reaches its maximum before ovulation. The basic functional unit of kidney: neuron, nephron, Bowman's capsule, glomerulus. It's a simple question. Yeah. Neuron is the functional unit of what?
Nervous system.
Yeah. Then Bowman's capsule and glomerulus are part of nephron only. It is a cup-shaped structure, right? Glomerulus is the blood, all the together the blood network that is coming, and Bowman's capsule is the cup-like part of the nephron. Then, so the correct answer is B, right? So this is the specific structure of the nephron. Sorry, the answer is already there. Hmm. Yeah. Which of the longest part of a sperm? Head, neck, tail, all are of equal length. Answer is there, right? Okay, so basically, yeah, it's the longest part is tail. So how a sperm looks like? its structure looks like this, right? So the longest part is the tail. Acrosome is the cover of the head. Then there is a head. Then there is a midpiece where a lot of mitochondria are there. Why mitochondria are present in a large amount? Because the motility of sperm is determined by the number of mitochondria. So it is actually needed for providing energy to the sperm movement. Then there is a nucleus in the head part and also a centriole is there in the midpiece part. Okay. So that is about the structure. So next question is related one only. Again, which of the following statement is true? I know answer is there. Yeah, but you guys can read one by one. Most sperm cells do not have any centriole. Is it right? We just see this type of centrioles in the sperm, so that is not right. Centrioles in sperm cells can move across head, neck and tail. So where did we see just now the centrioles? Is it was present in the head? Head we can see there is a cap called acrosome and there was a nucleus. Nothing was there, else was there. Then the sperm cell have centrioles in tail. Tail also we didn't see any labeled part, right? So basically sperm cells have centrioles in the sperm neck part. Let's see again one more the structure. Yeah, it's in the neck part. Sorry, it's in the neck part here. So that's about. So basically, this week there can be any like a lot more question can be asked, right? There were so many systems. What is the composition of blood, and there can be multiple questions from the what is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. So now also you have an idea about how is the pattern of exam and all those. It can be subjective and objective. So be prepared of what like all these things. He has mainly teach these through the slides. So there is a lot of information in every slide. So go thoroughly through each lectures and get to learn. Um, also so this week is like 1 week you get to know like lot of information. So be thorough in whatever the thing you learn. And do you guys have any doubt in this? Like any doubt from any of these part? Otherwise, we'll go ahead with the 11th week assignment solution. Do you have any doubt? Arya, Anand, sorry, I cannot hear you. Did you say something? You can type also, yes or no. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, but I don't know whether this was taught in class or not because I didn't see the video completely. But it was
Yeah,
related to this. Can I ask you that?
yeah, sure.
It's
Please.
regarding the fertilization, ma'am.
Yeah.
The sperm will actually pierce the ovum, it will degrade the outer layers, the follicular layer and all, and it will enter the cytoplasm, right? So it will make a hole there, and it enters through that particular hole, the head of the sperm, which has the nucleus.
Yeah, yeah.
So that hole will it remain there until the embryo is implanted? Is it through that hole the embryo is coming out and being implanted through the uterine wall?
So if you're going and checking the structure, you can see there is like some other like the Sona pellucida, it's like vitelline, like there are multiple kind of layers outside that. So it's not only one single sperm is coming, right? It's there multiple, there is like a lot of number of sperms are coming at a single time. But only one will be able to like usual. In normal cases, one will be able to close the layer, and then I'm not sure whether this is the same part they are coming out also, but I don't think so. It will remain like that. So basically, SAT did not cover that what are the additional layers of the eggs and how sperms are penetrating the layers. But yeah, I can go back and check it and tell you it in the next final session, which is in 18th.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I will go and check. So yeah, we'll go ahead with the 11th week assignment solution. I know you guys already solved this, but yeah, we'll discuss the answer again. Which of the following is not a part of respiratory system? Trachea, larynx, pharynx, or bronchi? Okay, are they saying B? Anand is saying C. Actually, yeah, pharynx or larynx is the like opening that is present. Na? So basically, pharynx is the opening to the digestive system, and larynx is the opening to the respiratory system. But this structure, you can see the spelling also, Lyrics. This is like not at all a part of respiratory system. So if you are choosing between B and C, I will say B is the one more like most correct answer for the question. So, so basically, respiratory system is divided into two main part: upper respiratory system, which consists of all the pathways like starting from nostrils, then nose, nasal cavity to the pharynx or larynx. So basically, we are considering here as pharynx or larynx same only, but basically these are different. So you are right, but here we can see line Lyrics. Lyrics is not at all a part of the respiratory system. So that's why correct answer is B. And B, the lower respiratory system consisting of the again larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. So I don't know. Whenever you guys tries to speak during when you are having eating something, so elders used to say, right, don't talk while eating. Why? Because the upper opening is the pharynx and the associated. It's very close. It's actually not lower one. It's very close to the pharynx. So what happens? So if you are doing both the things at the same time, there can be chances of mixing up of food into the larynx, thereby to the lungs, right? Which will create major problems. So that's why these two are associated like close structures, but LYRX is not a part of the respiratory system. So next question. Trachea is mainly made up of option A cartilage, option B ligaments, option C skeletal muscle, option D bone. I'm so sorry. I have lost my connection. So where was I when I lost the connection? So do you guys listen to this one, right? It's not presenting. Can you see my screen?
No, ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Okay. Yeah, now it's visible, right?
Now it's visible, ma'am.
This question, have you listened to the solution?
Not fully, ma'am.
Okay, so we were saying basically larynx and pharynx are adjacent opening, and I was saying like so whenever we are talking, we cannot eat, right? So what happens? There are two openings. These are two separate openings to the two separate systems. So if we are eating and talking at the same time, what happens? There is a chance of mixing up and going of food into the respiratory canal and to the reach to the lungs. So it will create problems. So basically, if we are dividing the respiratory system into two, upper respiratory tract and lower respiratory tract. Upper respiratory tract consists of nose, nasal cavity, and pharynx. Just below the pharynx, we can see one more opening, which is the larynx, starting with the lower respiratory tract, along with trachea, bronchi, and lungs. So correct answer is not a part of respiratory system is option B. Okay. So next question is trachea is mainly made up of cartilage, ligaments, skeletal muscle, or bone. Anand, yeah, correct answer is cartilage. So basically, cartilage are we know in for long pipe connection we can see so many connectors, right? Sutures. So sutures kind of structures are present in the lungs also. So this is basically that kind of structures known as cartilage. So basically, trachea is a U-shaped structure and is composed of what kind of cartilage? It is hyaline cartilage with the tracheal smooth muscle forming the posterior border of the trachea. Question, third question. Dash is also called windpipe and it branches into dash in the lungs. Trachea, bronchi, bronchi, trachea, lyrics, pharynx, pharynx, lyrics. Anand, yeah. So trachea is also known as windpipe and it branches in the bronchi. Then again it will bronchi will leads to bronchioles. Then finally bronchioles will reaches the air sacs which is known as the alveoli. So correct answer is A. So trachea is a part of the conducting airway system that begins immediately inferior to the larynx, connected to the cricothyroid cartilage by the cricotracheal ligament, followed by a series of 16 to 20 hyaline cartilage rings. Each is individually connected by an annular ligament and terminate at the carina T5 level posteriorly, sternal angle anteriorly. Then it will split into the right and left main bronchi. So correct answer is option A. Cardiovascular system is a dash. Open system, closed loop system, both A and B depending on the temperature, or option D, none of the above. Cardiovascular system is it open or closed?
Open type.
So correct answer is closed loop system. Why? We know that, right? It starts from the which left or right article? Auricle. Last class we have discussed.
Right, you're good.
So basically this is a closed loop. Why? Because there is no loose end. Starting from the point and actually blood is then all the auricle, ventricle, then to the lungs. It will come back and again came back to the auricle, left auricle, then ventricle, then to aorta to different parts of tissue, again coming back to the veins. So the superior and inferior vena cava will collect and will again give it to you. So it's like a closed loop. There is no closed end, like no loose end. So that's why it is known as closed loop system. So starting from heart, ending at the heart. That's why it is known as closed loop system. So dash carry the blood from the heart to the body and dash carry the blood from the body back to the heart. Generally, there is exception, but generally, blood from the heart and blood to the heart. What carries what? Yeah. So we know blood from the heart to the body, right? So to the body, it's always arteries, and arteries always carry pure blood or impure blood.
Pure blood.
Uh, so basically, this question has no exception, and the function of this is like always carry pure blood, but there is an exception of pulmonary artery, where is it carries impure blood. But veins usually carry impure blood, but pulmonary vein carries pure blood. So that is the exception in function. So correct answer is option B. Which of the following is not a layer or component of an artery? Tunica insula, tunica media, tunica externa, or basement membrane? Okay, correct answer is option A. Why? Actually, arteries are composed of different layers. First layer is known as tunica intima, but not tunica insula. Spelling is wrong. So intima is intima. Second layer is the tunical media, which is present in the option also. Tunica media is also known as medial layer. Then the last layer or the outermost layer is the tunica adventitia or tunica externa. So there are two names for, even there are options that can come with tunica adventitia also, which means that are right only. So in most blood vessel, basement membrane predominate and underlie the endothelial lining of the vessel. So basement membrane is also a part of the artery, encasing pericytes and perivascular cells and ensheath each individual smooth muscle cell of arteries and arteriole. So among the option, what is the wrong option? That is option A, tunica initia. Veins are dash than arteries. More elastic and thicker, more elastic and thinner, less elastic and thicker, less elastic and thinner. That is the correct answer. Yeah, so the correct answer is veins are more or less elastic. Correct answer is D. Veins are always less elastic and thinner than arteries. So just like the arterial system, veins are also made up of three layers. But what is the difference? Unlike arteries, the venous pressure is low. Veins are thin walled and are less elastic. So pressure is low, and also why pressure is low? Because of its anatomical difference. So its wall is basically veins wall is basically less elastic, and also they are thinner than arteries. So therefore they can hold a high percentage of blood in circulation. So if you are comparing the volume of blood in the veins and artery, you can see always blood is higher in the veins compared to arteries. Pressure will be low in veins, higher in arteries. So why it is happening? Because veins are less elastic and thinner. Okay. Next question is, now the same question in a different way. So now you can answer. At any given point, arteries hold dash way than veins. Less blood than, same amount, more blood than, or none of the above. We just discussed. Since pressure is low and also less elastic and thinner, yeah, correct answer is more blood. We just discussed, right? So we don't need to discuss. Because of the low pressure, they can always carry a large volume of blood, a future termed as high capacitance. At any point in time, nearly 3/4 of the circulating blood volume is contained in the nervous system. So that much difference is there due to their anatomical structure. Degradation in dash mostly leads to increase in dash arteries with age. Elastin elasticity, elastin stiffness, collagen elasticity, collagen stiffness. What is increasing with the age in arteries? Because of the loss in something. Which protein present in the arteries? Which protein? Is it collagen or elastin? So let's see. It is elastin and the property is stiffness. So if elastin is getting reduced means degrading means its elasticity is getting reduced. So elasticity is getting reduced means it will increase the stiffness. So correct option is B. Elastic fibers have an extremely low turnover rate in vivo, and this longevity allows for the accumulation of age-related changes caused by fragmentation, calcification, and MMP degradation. As elastin fibers decay, they lose functionally and shift load bearing onto stiffer collagen fibers. Stiffer, right? So stiffness will increases, which directly contribute to significant increase in the arterial stiffness. Oxidation state of iron hemoglobin is SeO2. What is the oxidation state? Yeah, +2. No need of giving explanation also, right? We have discussed also last week also. So it is always +2 in the hemoglobin, not always. So that is about the last week solution also. Now so this is the final live interactive session, 12th week. So we'll meet again on 18th. I think it's on Wednesday, right? Yeah. So Wednesday, time will be noted. I guess it's 7 to 8, but time will be mentioned. You will get a mail soon, I guess. So there will be notified. So we'll discuss some questions from every session so that it will be helpful for your exam. And you guys can also ask any like doubts from the previous session which you didn't understand. So we'll wind up in that session. So be ready for the exam, start preparing. And now you guys also, I don't know about the whole ticket, it will come to you. And yeah, all the best for your exam preparations. If anything you want to ask me, you can ask. Any questions? All the best again. Yeah. So, okay, bye then. Get ready for the exam. All the best, okay? Can I log off? Thank you. Bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.